not excited to share with you what you're about to hear or see because it is downright disgusting. This is not an if question. This is a why question, and this is Wretched Radio. Not excited to share with you what you're about to hear or see because it is downright disgusting. Then, Friel, why are you sharing it? Because it is making its way virally throughout the internet. Because this fellow who is a pastor in Tulsa, Oklahoma, who has 1.6 million YouTube followers, a best-selling book, which is basically Word of Faith, name it and claim it, prosperity repackaged under the banner of crazy faith. If you have baby faith, not many good things are going to happen. But if you have crazy faith, then God will do crazy things. I'm speaking about Michael Todd. He has been growing in popularity since he hit the stage, and I chose that word intentionally. And now he is really coming under scrutiny because of what he did in church on Sunday morning. Frankly, it doesn't matter where you do this. This is just downright disgusting and inappropriate. And people are rightly criticizing him. But my question is not, is this disgusting? The question is, why am I not thrilled? Why do I maybe even have righteous indignation? That is the question that I think we would do well to answer. In order to do that, I'm going to share with you Pastor Michael Todd with it's rumored that it's his brother on the stage, but it's another man on the stage whose eyes are closed. Michael spits into his hand and then rubs the spit all over his face. There it is. I said it. Now you're going to hear it. And I would like for you to think through not just the disgusting nature of what was done, but why is this so bad? There's more to it, no pun intended, than what meets the eye.
Changing something and you don't see it clearly yet, but you hear.
My apologies. The sound you heard is what you imagine it was. He spit into his hand. We'll just leave it at that. And the audience is, whoa, what's going on here? They're disgusted. Does that deter him? No. No, it doesn't. Please note, Michael Todd's big thing, the banner that he tends to carry regularly, is vision. You've got to have a vision. You've got to have crazy faith. You've got to have a vision of things. You got to be able to see what's coming. Imagine it so that you can achieve it. Again, a repackaged version of word faith heresy. But he loves for you to have if you don't have a vision, so I'm going to teach you how to get a vision. What's wrong with that? What theological issue is he touching on that isn't being revealed on the surface? And he's not going to come out and say it, but that he is clearly implying. We continue.
And this is where most people would not face Jesus anymore. What most people would do is turn away. What I'm telling you is just as he's physically standing here, knowing what's coming, God's saying, can you physically and spiritually and emotionally be able to stand when getting the vision or receiving it might get nasty?
Okay, this is to overrule 2 Timothy 3:16 and 17. All scripture is inspired by God, profitable for doctrine, reproof, correction, instruction in righteousness, that the man of God might be equipped for every good work. No, You need a vision, and God is going to give it to you. This was a trend I was hoping had evaporated by now, but apparently not. A pastor gets a vision, and that becomes the church's vision. And if you don't get in alignment with his vision, then you're out of here. That's a part of the problem of what he is doing. But what else is at stake in this ridiculous thing I guess he would call a sermon?
I'm going to say it in a point just like that. Receiving vision from God might get nasty.
Receiving vision from God might get nasty. Go ahead. Name that verse.
You mean, God, I just bought, in crazy faith, I just bought my dream car. And now you're going to ask me to sell it back and ride in the hoopty again? Yeah, because the vision I'm about to give you, it might get nasty.
Okay. You laugh, you cry, or you have righteous indignation. But why? Some people responding to this video were so upset because it's the season of COVID. He could have made the fellow sick. Okay, fine. I don't care to contest that. Other people, of course, are simply disgusted by what was witnessed by everybody. Even the congregation seems to get, dude, By the way, in fairness, Pastor Michael Todd has apologized, but it didn't really feel much like an apology. Hey, with huge smile, very charismatic fellow, small c charismatic fellow. He's smiling and, hey, okay, so I kind of went too far on this one. Kind of went too far? People are rightly saying, no, this is absolutely ridiculous. There is no excuse for this. But why did it happen? Well, because that's what you do when you do not rely on the sufficiency and the power of the Bible. And that's what's going on here. He doesn't preach the word. He puts on a show. He has to have a physical illustration. Otherwise, people aren't going to get their vision. They're not going to get it. This is a demonstration of somebody who does not lean on the authority and the power of Scripture, adding to it because you can have a dream or vision and turning it into a play. But those reasons have one that I think trumps all of them, if that's possible. And I mean that in a small t, trumps kind of way, because I know how upsetting that can be. The issue that I think is most offensive here, that is most disgusting, is not that the congregation was offended, because they should have been. I hope they were. It's not that everybody who's watching this on YouTube was offended. I suspect they were. God was offended. God was being made a mockery in this disgusting thing called a sermon. God is the one who takes it. Does the church take a knock? Yes. Adam Carolla does a podcast. He's not a professing Christian. He played this clip. And of course, it's fodder for all kinds of mockery, and it deserves that, quite honestly. But the world sees this, and the commentary basically was, see, this is why I don't go to church right here. This is exactly why I run away from the place. It was interesting to me. Adam Carolla actually said, don't put on a show. Adam Carolla gets it. Don't put on a show. Just read the Bible. Tell me about it. We'll pray and get out of there. Again, I don't believe that he's a professing Christian, but his observation was this is gimmickry. This is faddism, and it went too far. And whilst we're all offended, what should trouble us about this is the offense to God. This does not make the church shine. Do we wonder why pastors, when it comes to polling on what people we respect in this country, they're down near the bottom of the barrel? They're like my lawyers. I'm sorry, my attorney friend. They're just way down. It's like prostitutes and pastors are esteemed about the same way in our country. What has happened? This has happened. This is what has happened. It besmirches the church. It makes a mockery out of pastoral ministry and the office of elder. It undermines the sufficiency of Scripture. It is teaching falsehood. These people who go to this guy thinking, well, if I follow his vision, create my own, and it's crazy, then God's going to deliver. And this inevitably results in fury because God doesn't. And they're trying to clean up the outside of the cup. God doesn't deliver on their crazy faith. And what are they to do but get angry? But I think preeminent in all of this, we should have righteous indignation about this, and not because it was merely disgusting, but because a supposed minister of God uses his word to put on a revolting show in order to attract more followers, YouTube visitors, or whatever else his agenda might be, should cause us to say, I know Paul named names. We should too. We should call them out, because while I am disgusted, God was supremely offended. This is Wretched Radio. If you would like to see the entire episode of the snippet you're watching and perhaps check out my piano chops, simply visit wretched.org. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is